welcome back Adishya. Since we are all in a lockdown, you might be getting so bored. So I have an idea to get rid of your boredom. That is by investing on a new telescope. So before you move on and invest in a telescope, I want you to know what are the types of telescope. So there are three telescopes: reflecting, refracting and compound or cataptic. In a reflecting telescope, what happens is the light enters, it hits a curved mirror and it again hits a mirror, secondary mirror, which is angled about 45 degrees, and it hits an eyepiece. And in the refractor telescope, what happens is the light when the celestial body enters, it hits a mirror which is angled about 45 degrees and it hits a lens which does the magnification stuff and it goes to the eyepiece. In a compound mirror, what happens is the light from the celestial body enters, it hits a curved mirror and it hits another secondary mirror, which is a flat mirror, and that light goes through the curved mirror and it hits another mirror which is angled about 45 degrees and it goes through the eyepiece where we have kept the lens and does the magnification stuff and it goes to the eyepiece. This gives us more clear and brighter picture since the magnification is done both by the mirror and by the lens. So now let's move on to the factors which determine which telescope is best for you and what are all the factors. So now before I pass it on to Varun, I want to point out that we are using our tripod mount that we made in an earlier video as Varun is showing, and please go watch that video. I'll put that video link in the description below and you can go watch that video here. So now I'll pass it on to Varun.
Okay, thank you very much, Adarsh. So, like Adarsh said, we have a lot of factors which you need to keep in mind before buying a new telescope. The first thing is the mount. There are two types of mount: alt-azimuth mount and equatorial mount. These are really complicated words. Even I had a hard time pronouncing them. But basically, the first one, the alt-azimuth mount, is the one which you can have about 6 degrees of freedom. Like you can move up, down, left, right, everywhere you want. Like the one we have in our tripod right now. And now the second type one is called the equatorial mount. This has only one axis of freedom and is really good for tracking objects. Like if there is a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, as the moon or sun moves across the sky, we will be able to easily track it because it has such a feature. The other type of mount doesn't have. So each and every one has both their pros and cons. You have to really keep in mind what you are using it and what type of you are going to buy. The second one is the aperture, or how big the mouth or the opening of the telescope is. It is really important because it allows you to soak up as much light as possible from the celestial objects so that you get a much clearer picture. If you are shooting like deep sky objects, then you definitely need a big aperture because the light emitted by it over this long distance become really faint, and so you really need a big one. So the third type of and the most important one is the lenses. So the lenses, you can actually buy many lenses more than you need. They're like batteries, so you can like interchange them anytime you want, and with different types of lenses provide different types of magnifications. So the formula for finding out the magnification is the focal length of the entire telescope divided by the focal length of the lens. So that it's actually, I think you are studying in 10th standard, 10th or 9th lenses chapter, but it still is really good to know. And so thank you very much. Actually in the next video we will be showing you how to actually set up our refractor telescope which we have and see the moon when there's a full moon and the skies are clear. So thank you very much. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, and when we post that video you will be able to see it right here and also at the end of the video right over here. So thank you very much and be sure to subscribe and see you next. Talk to you then.